I think the key word you hit on was growth.
Yes.
Personal growth.
Uniformed staff and non-uniformed staff have always played a huge role in changing offender behavior. I mean, that's what we do.
All right, you guys have a good day. Have a good one. All right.
Correctional officers play a critical role with offenders both inside and outside the classroom. With the implementation of evidence-based programming, correctional officers are now on the front lines of making sure the learning doesn't stop.
If they're not directly engaged in delivering the program, they're still aware of it. They're still aware of the principles, and it's changed how they interact with offenders. Motivational interviewing in particular changes how you talk to offenders and engage them, and puts it in a way where your communications are consistent with the same things that they're learning in their programming.
Correctional officers are the staff that spend the majority of their day with our offender population. So as we have rolled out these new programs, part of where we started was providing foundational skills training in both motivational interviewing and core correctional practices for those officers.
And what's most important to you is not the same as most important.
While some of them have chosen to facilitate some of our groups and they take a more active role in that way, the key role that they play is in the day-to-day work that they do.
By our professionalism, we set an example. We also need to understand that these folks are being trained or taught how to change their behaviors. And when we notice changes in those behaviors, especially positive changes, we acknowledge those changes.
If a person has it just in class time, then they might have an hour, but if all staff are practicing these things, then the inmates are getting it, a little bit here from Officer Bellotti, a little bit from Officer Flagg, a little bit from Officer Christner, just all throughout the day. Somebody's kind of, fixing a piece in that puzzle for them to hopefully, facilitate change in that offender.
In an ideal world, what the vision would be is that there's really not a clear solid line between a correctional officer, a classification counselor, a mental health provider, an education provider, as far as offender change is concerned. That if we're all using similar skills, similar language, if we're all working towards addressing behavior, rewarding positive behavior, consequencing negative behavior, and working towards what motivates them towards positive change, that aspect of the role doesn't have a clear divisor between the label of what the staff is.
When I approached you, I apologized the other day.
Absolutely.
Because after looking into my behavior.
While the shift in how officers interact with offenders has been challenging, many officers believe change is possible.
The resistance from officers is because these kind of things kind of muddy the waters on that, on that definite line of it's us versus them. So the thing that I've come to realize in going through that transition is that I believe in human change, and if I believe that if I can change, if we have family members that have struggles and they can change, or we want them to change, then we have to believe that the offenders can change as well.
That change in offenders results in safer prisons and ultimately safer communities.
What's in it for officers is that by participating in the program, this is to reduce prison violence. This is to reduce situations that escalate. And so that benefits everybody. If you can change behaviors, then of course you're going to make the community safer. And it should be our goal, is to not just put people in a cell, close the door, and forget about them for the term of their sentence. That's one thing I appreciate about Washington DOC, is that we're always striving to improve the conditions within the system, okay, but also improve the offenders themselves, make them better, okay, help them make changes in their life that will carry out to the street. And that's a good thing.